Hi everyone, we are Group 8. Our group's presentation starts now. The first part is primary research on emergency scenario. First, I will talk about bushfires in Australia. According to media reports, over 18 million hectares have burned in the Australia bushfire season 2019 to 2020, destroying thousands of buildings and causing the death of many animals. Bushfire includes grass fires, forest fires, and scrub fires. Most bushfires are caused by human-related incidents. The occurrence of bushfires can result in extensive damage to our infrastructure, built economy, and natural environment. We chose the Tennant Creek Aboriginal community as the target for our research. It's a remote town in the North Territory. In spring, due to warm and dry weather, ideal for bushfires in the fire-prone outback. The main causes of bushfires in this area are thunderstorms, wild camping, and cigarette butts. Vegetation clearing and dry season can also cause bushfires in this area. The following pictures are news of bushfires in Tennant Creek. Bushfires have closed key corridors, limiting access to essential services and isolating communities. The massive wildfires forced the Aboriginal community to relocate, and they faced challenges in finding stable housing. The material loss impacted their culture and spiritual well-being. The second part is site analysis of Tennant Creek Aboriginal community. Tennant Creek is on the north side of Alice Springs. It's also near many well-known attractions such as Devil's Marbles. As for the climate, Tennant Creek has a tropical semi-arid climate. During the dry season, there is an increased risk of bushfires. Fire management and vegetation control, cultural and ecological preservation, and fire-resistant infrastructure are important for this area. As for temperatures and rainfall, during the dry season, it's crucial to manage fire risk by planning fire breaks. In extreme temperatures, structures should provide comfort by using materials. Additionally, access to water points for drinking and firefighting purposes should be strategically. According to Contour's map of this area, the land around Tennant Creek consists of gentle to moderate slopes, suitable for agriculture and moderate traffic. As for natural wind breaks and protection, the elevated areas can serve as natural wind breaks, protecting from winds during stormy weather or the dry season. And the sunlight distribution based on building positioning. South-facing slopes receive consistent sunlight and are suitable for solar panels. As for protection from wind and rain, use of natural landforms, orientation of buildings, and rainwater harvesting systems are the main solutions that need to be considered. In addition, elevated areas naturally offer strategic vantage points for fire monitoring.
Let's talk about Tennant Creek. Tennant Creek is located in the Northern Territory of Australia, and the flora and wildlife in the surrounding area are typical of the area and semi-arid environment of Central Australia. And the following are the plants and animals that may occur in the area. And there is some fruit, like some common local plants such as disease rose and saltbush. And we can see the animal like red kangaroos. They are different from the Garrick colors. And the next part is how can you design work with their plants and animals. And I search for information, and find three main problems. The first one is animal attack. And we can see about the news like crocodile that killed 12-year-old girls shoot death near Plum Park in Roman NT. And my design strategy is eco-sustainable design like land use planning. Society needs to implement systems land use planning to ensure the human and long-term responsibility of wildlife with land activities. And the second one is role of governments. And the second problem is overground of plant. Because some plant rules may cause soil inaction, affecting local surface water flow and water quality. And my design strategy is regular monitoring and landscape design. And second one is soil management, improve soil health and through participants. And the last problem is plant variants. Plant variants can disrupt the growth and reproduction of native plants and in severe cases. And my design strategy is integrative, like vegetation management and educational and awareness. And the next part is potential dangerous strategies, and less about the railway event, like cyclone and flooding. Tennessee Quays has a dry and hot climate land, but occasionally face extreme weather events such as storm and flood. And my design strategy is about like storm and flooding, and establish a comprehensive flood management or storm management systems, and improve wide resistant design. And the second important danger is bushfire, because the climate and disease vegetation and prone to bushfire, which has its essential and winter spring like dry season problem. And the characteristic period of modern writings have fire dangerous. And my design strategy is set up fire breaks. Fire breaks can be set up around flammable areas for reduce the risk of fire spreading, and use fire-resistant material for personal building and public facilities, and improve fire safety awareness or more local resistance. And the next part is potential dangers about wildlife. And the Nephthah territorial geographic location provides a large wildlife population, but also possess a potential danger for attracting humans, particularly with numerous record of fatal attack on human by crocodiles piracies. Now, this picture is like some rangers removing a problem about crocodile for floating crocodile trap in Darwin Harbour. And my design strategy is wildlife managers and install light camera to observe animal activity and identify behavior pattern that may increase the risk of encounters. At the same time, the notification of wildlife sightings can be provided to residents. And the last one is conduct community education activities. And the very important potential danger is human violence. Human violence, such as vandalism, theft, and violence, may also pose a threat to the site, especially in remote areas. And my design strategy is increase security monitoring in public areas and protect public safety facilities, like consistent security armor systems, emergencies situation routing, and other public safety facilities in the design to respond to soundings volunteer insistence. And the next part is inhabitants analyze. I think cultural value is very important to Aboriginals, and the Aboriginal culture of Tennessee views its land as his inspiration. And the first one is separatist value of connection to the land. And the second, I think, is community and shared values. And the last, I think, is culture, expression, and transmission. And my design strategy is we should eco-friendly and to sustainable design. For example, and use sustainable material and technologies in local, and they respond to the natural environment. And last one, second one is public space and community sharing. And the last one is incorporation of cultural symbol. Integrating indigenous art and culture into the design, such as indigenous totems and cultural symbols. And the next part is political design strategies. And the political systems between indigenous people and other groups usually involves problem of social inequalities. This is a main point, like ethnic quick young system, economic growth strategies. And my design strategy is actively invites community members to participate in every stretch to project to ensure the need and openness and responses. Second one is by preserving and displaying Aboriginal culture.
Let's talk about special needs and design strategy. How may those inhabitants with special needs be catered for? The first one is empower protected and respected rights. Empower them to know their rights and strengthen informal advocacy networks and resources. Enhance formal disability advocacy services. The next one is access the places, information, and services. Increase the availability of housing. Ensure universal design. The next one is opportunities of the economy and security finance. We can provide education that meets an individual's lifelong learning needs and offer them employment and give them economic participation. The next one is participate and contribute to community life, address barriers to participation, and support community services. The last one is support health and well-being, deliver disability health services, and increase access to health education. As for the strategy, the first one is mobile health clinics, an inclusive community space, accessible public transport, educational programs with culturally sensitive, providing space for psychological support, multi-purpose community center, energy-saving building transportation design. The next part is potential danger. The first one is poor public services. The community at this place has no shop or clinic, and there are a lack of local services. The next part is shortage of housing. In Tennant Creek, a shortage of housing which results in chronic overcrowding. The next part is food resources shortage. Aboriginal people in the Tennant Creek are heavily impacted by limited food access and affordability. And the next one is employment discrimination. Tennant Creek Aboriginal people may face social exclusion and discrimination. As for the lack of communication service, town residents either have a post office box or have to call at the post office to collect mail. This makes it quite difficult for health transport and so on. The last one is transport issues in regional and remote communities. Some communities depend on gravel or sandy roads. When it rains, many roads become impassable for weeks or months at a time. Let's talk about the chronic issues and design strategy. Substance abuse and alcohol dependency. Harmful alcohol use in Aboriginal communities is part of a much bigger story. As for the design strategy, we can have rehabilitation centers and recreational and cultural activities. The next one is poverty and unemployment. Mine layoffs and the closure of the midwards and the contraction of the service industry to large centers have all contributed to local jobs and be scarce. So the design strategy is social enterprise and cooperatives and inclusive employment initiatives. The next one is access to education. Accessing to education is a challenge for remote And the challenges are increased by physically getting to these services and the cost of doing so. As for the design strategy, we can have more cultural and language education and inclusive schools. The next one is emerging issues design strategy. Climate change and environmental degradation. The design strategy is to have more green spaces, emergency shelters, and digital divide and technology access. The design strategy are public digital access hubs and assistive technologies. The next one is gender equality and domestic violence. As for the strategy of these is safe shelters for women and children and safety by design. So let's talk about secondary researches. It includes theories, methods, frameworks, and precedents. The first one is theories. We have two main theories. The first one is fire behavior theory. Three factors typically influence fire behavior. They are weather, fuels, and topographic. The next theory is ecological resilience theory. Resilience is the capacity of a system to adapt to changes induced by shocks such as wildfire while retaining their essential characteristics. As for the methods, an integrated system to protect Australia from catastrophic bushfire. The Australian National University is currently engaged in advanced interdisciplinary research aimed at creating a cutting-edge national system for early bushfire detection and rapid extinguishment. As for the approach to rapid detection and suppression of lighting ignitions, the simulation studies shows that using drones for swift detection and suppression of lighting ignitions in Southeast Australia is effective. As for the framework, we would like to talk about problem and solution. A problem is the frequent bushfires in and around Tennant Creek pose a threat to life, property, and the environment and community safety. The solutions are as follows, from prevention and preparedness to community-based recovery programs. So let's talk about precedents. We have architecture design, industrial design, textile design, and graphic design. The architecture design is Bonnack Studios Sprout House is a traditional type of frame for cost effectiveness and easy site access. The focus on fire resistance led to the use of non-compostable materials. And the industrial design, ANU has developed an innovative approach to rapid extinguish ignitions by creating GPS-guided water gliders for suppressing fires when they are small. And the textile design, Pro and Valrus 3D net images of California wildfires into city observatory. Exposure therapy is a thought-provoking furniture collection, and this inspires from the devastating California wildfires. This unique furniture line seeks to bring attention to the pressing issue of climate change and its far-reaching impacts through its design. And the new artificially intelligent visualization artistically reimages wildfire, a cutting-edge visualization platform named iFire, driven by AI, has been created by UNSW to provide real-time simulation of wildfires. Its purpose is to aid fire scientists, firefighters, artists, and the general public in comprehending and responding to extreme fire events. As for the graphic design is Polly Marston Chris Nixon, the Bushfire book, How to Be Aware and Prepare. That's all. Thank you.